Hello, welcome to my tutorials for Kerbal Space from kOS. Now, the kOS mod link will be down in the description. It's for Kerbal Space from, and I'm going to show you most of the language. So, what you want to do is you want to first go into Ships, Script, and then open up your favorite text editor. For me, it's going to be a Notepad++. Regular Notepad just does fine. And I'm going to call this. Now, you can do this whatever, you can name it whatever you want. And I want to open with because I forgot to reset it to the free GNU. No. Okay, so that's everything I had open in the past. You can close all that. So all the config edits I was playing at. Okay, so now, in regular coding there is the double slash, which is the code won't read this. So this can be used for notes. So if you come back from you can continue where you left off. So print and then brackets. Now this is probably one of the most important things in kOS. Period at the end of each parenthesis. By parenthesis I mean well yeah, I mean what's it called? End of each code line. So this prints hello world in the console. Now there's this really useful thing called volumes in kOS. There's two volumes. This will currently be in the archive volume, which is archive volume 0. This copies the script. So if you switch to 0 by using switch to 0, kOS is designed to be mostly English. This will switch to the archive volume, copy. This will copy it onto the, in that line of code there, we'll copy it onto the script, onto the ship in question. So if you're playing with remote tech, you can connect to KSP, downlink it. It'll take delay to get the instruction to switch to 0 onto the system. And then when you do that, it'll take 2 seconds, I think, to copy to the ship, and then another second to switch back to 1. Wait, 1. So wait, after wait, there's a number, and that number is how long it'll wait in seconds. I call it persistent volume because it's on the ship and it's always there. Now there's something called, now there's 3 variables, so there's lock, every time it is called upon, it will run. So if it's something that you need to lock, for every time you need to call it, and you can't use set. Set so the player can manipulate it. So for example, the player could set a different value. And what I like to do, and then we have until. Until so it runs until the variable is true. So let's get into specifics. Okay, so we have lock throttle 2, 1. It's basically pressing the Z key on your keyboard, which will throttle up the engine to 100%. So 0.5 will set it to half, 0 will cut the throttle. Next we have stage. Which basically will stage the rocket activating the next stage. It could be lifting off, could be separating, could be igniting an engine, could be stopping a parachute, could be using a parachute. You know, anything that can be used with a stage. And now we get to action groups. AG1 on is it activates action group 1 when you press 1 on the keyboard. Nine. I do not believe action group 0. I'll have to double check on that. I will get that for the next episode. Now we have steering. Steering is the value of e.g., for example, prograde, retrograde. So locks or up. Which is what we're going to do in this case. Now there are many other variables, so we have what's the word for it? So defined variables is where it uses algebra, which is fun. I'm just gonna check one thing. I hope this is readable. Anyways, you can download this code in the description below if you are skeptical. Until loop is what you would usually find in one of my guidance systems. But first I usually set a variable for it. Now we also have lock. What is it again? I think it's lock steering to heading vector. Yeah, heading vector 1990. It locks the steering to up. So it uses it relative to 90. Now what? So we're going to have wait until, now I'm going to introduce you to a new variable here, altitude. And we're going to use greater than or less than symbols. We're going to use greater than, wait, yeah, that's greater than, 10,000. Now we can also but relative to the ground, which basically is, let's say you're at 72 meters up in altitude, but the ground is at, let's say, 6 meters in altitude. Out radar will come out to 72. Let's say we have 10 and out radar. Let's say we're at 10 meters and hovering, and the altitude is, and the ground is at an altitude of 6 meters above sea level. That'll output 4 meters. It's kind of useful for landing, but no, it isn't useful for landing. I wouldn't recommend that. I will put a link down in the description for a complex script. I'm not going to set X. I'm not going to do anything yet. Lock throttle to 0. Now it's going to keep the rocket staying upwards. Wait until altitude is less than 3,000. Stage.
There is no incoming call.
What the hell? Okay, anyways, I just got bamboozled. Thank you. Okay, anyways, let's... Sorry about that. Whoopsies. Yeah, that happens. That happens. Voice recognition is rubbish. Anyways. Oh god. Voice recognition is rubbish, by the way. That's stages and it stages and releases the parachutes. Now we can print plus prints our speed relative to the... Oh god, dog's about to stop barking. It prints our speed relative to the air. Which is the same on the navbar, by the way. That waits until we have landed. Wait 10. And it allows the ship to settle. Because we don't want to have a ship. No. Don't say that. That's a bad word, by the way. We don't want the script to say we've landed and then we tip over and explode like the Falcon 9 did once. Yeah. CRS-6. LZ1 water. The LZ water. The boat has landed. Okay, so let me introduce you to... And I'm going to save that. Now let me... No, that's Discord. Doesn't matter about that. Doesn't matter about that. Okay, so now what we would do is we go into Kerbal Space Program. But I can't really be bothered to get that to load today. But it does work. I have tested this. And I'm going to create tutorial 2. Launcher.ks, that's what I want you to call the next one. Until next time, goodbye. I'll see you in my next tutorial for Kerbal Operating System. I hope you enjoyed this.